Al Cole, the cruiserweight champion, once upon a time told me before you moved up to heavyweight to fight Ruiz, and I thought you were the best, but I thought it's too much for him to go up. Ruiz is a good fighter. He's a heavyweight. Roy can't do this. Al Cole said, no, he's going to beat him. And the reason is Cole was notorious. He was very well known for fighting anyone on a minute's notice, sparring anyone. He said, but for Roy, I need some time before you ever move to heavyweight. I said, because of the speed? He said, no, because of the power. He said, you had that kind of power. But that was power as a middleweight, super middleweight, even as a light heavyweight. This is a heavyweight, and Tyson is built like a brick. Do you think you have the power at heavyweight to keep him honest?
Call I asked John Ruiz, kept him under the night long. He dropped Holyfield. He didn't drop Roy, but he dropped Holyfield. And I hit him with a shot, and I think about the second or third round, and made him do a little tap dance. And he had me by 30 pounds. So ask him, he'll tell you.
Roy, the thing about boxing that's different than golf, and I've always liked the idea of a seniors tour in boxing. Like, let the older fighters who can still handle themselves and still have a fan base attract a crowd and make some money, but without jeopardizing themselves against fighters who are in their prime, 20 and 30 years younger, right? But boxing is not golf. It's a hurt business. You don't play boxing. There is the chance that someone could get hurt in there, and especially with the kind of emotional investment that fans have in you and have in Mike through the years, you know, that's like a scary thought. It's part of the appeal for a lot of people, but it's still a scary thought. What do you say to those like me who have concerns for your health, for Mike's health at your guys' age?
If you love me for real, you had them same concerns for me back in 2003 when I wanted to fight Mike Tyson, because it was just as deadly then as it is now. We still 3 years apart, and we're 3 years apart now. Now, don't get it wrong. It could be dangerous, but at the same time, this is what we do. We've been in the hurt business our whole life. So what's dangerous to us? I mean, God bless us, but there are so many people that are going down now from just COVID. You know what I mean? It's like people at home, people don't have a lot to do. People can't do a lot of team sports because of people getting infected. Some baseball players I found out yesterday are getting infected still. We want to give people entertainment, but with team sports, it's a little harder because there are more people. But when you put two of the most entertaining fighters of their decades in the ring together, it has to be entertainment. And I think Mike can say the same thing I can say. We are willing to risk our health at a time like this, not only for the charitable part of it, but also to give people entertainment at a time when people don't have entertainment. Nobody has nothing right now. There's no real entertainment going on. Times are hard right now. People are stuck at home with nothing to do. Well, let's think about what would have happened had you put this bomb and this explosive in at the same time. What would happen? Would the bomb blew up first, or would the explosive go off first? What would have happened? Well, we can find out now.
Roy, when Tyson released the training footage originally, people were saying, because, you know, great offensive fighters, teams, whatever, people always overrate them against great, well-rounded teams or fighters, because mediocrity can't do anything with the great offense. It gets blown away. And so psychologically and emotionally, people from a certain generation will always believe Mike Tyson can beat anyone. I mean, I had to have serious talks with people like, no, he can't fight Tyson Fury. He can't fight those guys right now. But I had to admit, at 54, my God, the way he was moving, even in the training footage, was extremely impressive. I mentioned to him when he went on Arsenio that time in '89 with Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali, Ali was 47 and couldn't move anymore. You know, was like an old man. Mike's 7 years older than that and is moving like this. When you saw this training footage of Mike, what did you think?
I thought, wow, Mike is still just as explosive as ever. Mike is still just as dangerous as ever. The only thing about it is, when you've been out of the sport for so long, it's probably harder for him to go a full 12-round bout and sustain that. Yet he's still good. He still has his speed. He still has his power. He still is highly explosive, so he's still a very dangerous guy. And he's going to be dangerous for all 8 rounds. So you got to be ready to protect yourself, because that is Mike Tyson.
In terms of, real quick before we let you go, Roy, thanks for coming on. In terms of what we can expect, because it is headgear, an 8-round exhibition, right? In terms of what we can expect in terms of your level of competitiveness, scale of 1 to 10, what are we to expect in terms of your readiness to fight and level of competitiveness and seriousness about this as an athletic competition?
Expect 12 because you're dealing with Mike Tyson. If I was dealing with somebody my size or somebody that wasn't a legit heavyweight such as myself, then you probably get about an 8 or a 9. But it's like, this is Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? I was like, you at the mercy of Mike Tyson. If Mike decides to turn it on for 5 seconds, who's going to save you? Nobody. So you better be prepared to save yourself. You better be ready for it. You don't know what Mike might do. You don't know which Mike might come. You don't know if you might get mad because he can't hit you like he wants to. Anything can happen. So I have to be 100% ready. I really prefer no headgear because headgear makes it easier for them to hit me because it makes my head a bigger target. So I would prefer no headgear. But it's an exhibition, so you got to follow the rules.
Roy, great to talk to you. Miss working with you, brother. Best of luck on September 12th. Charlie?
Same thing here, Matt.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.